Okay, and the last question, number 7. Overall, how do you feel about this essay, and what kind of grade would you give it, and why? Of course, that's mostly for you to answer. I mean, I hope that it was relatively enjoyable, right? It's really a pretty boring situation. I mean, it's about a girl driving, say 6 or 8 hours up Tennessee just to see her friend. But I think she writes it in such a way to make it compelling, right? There's some really good details in there, and the reason why I really picked this one for being the example essay is she does such a good job of using sentence variety in her narrative paragraph to keep things interesting. For instance, notice how she ends her narrative paragraph. She ends it with some really punchy, short sentences that really sort of get her point across. Page 2. So she starts, by the time I had arrived in Tennessee, it had been 6 hours since I left New Orleans. The sky was dark with rain clouds, and every sign on the side of the highway looked the same. I was ready to be in Memphis and away from the gray interior of my car, right? And so she's not, when she says the gray interior of my car, the color gray isn't just expressing, oh, literally the inside of her car is gray. It's also giving you a feeling for how desperately she wants to get the hell out of her situation. I was ready to be in Memphis and away from the gray interior of my car. After reaching Memphis and getting lost in a bad neighborhood, I finally reached my destination. As I lay down in the front seat of my car in the parking lot of Rhodes College, I breathed a deep sigh of relief. Now notice how long that sentence is, right? It's got an introduction, and then it's got the meat of the paragraph, so it's a pretty long sentence. But notice how she ends it. I was safe, I was there, I had done it all by myself. Right? So that's like 3 short, punchy little sentences that close up her narrative paragraphs. And that's called giving some style to your narrative, right? You have to vary sentence structure. If you're using mostly long sentences, adding in a few short little punchy sentences, those are the sentences your reader will really, really take notice of, like da-da, da-da, da-da. That will be what they see more. In a sea of long sentences, those short ones will really stick out. So just keep that in mind, while you're writing your essay, that, the words that you choose to describe things matter. The way in which you describe them matters. Like what you notice matters. And your sentence length and variety matters as well. So just be sure to get that in there and to think about the choices that you make when you're writing the narrative paragraphs, and even when you're writing about your authors or further explaining your situation in the body paragraphs, because all of that matters. It gives your essay tone, it gives it style, it makes it more creative, more enjoyable to read, and if you can make your readers enjoy your paper, it's going to be so much better for them, right? And it's going to be so much more impressive, and they're really going to connect with your work. Okay, so that's it for the example essay questions and answers. Of course, if you have any questions or any concerns, you can always, I'm going to open a discussion board on Blackboard specifically for asking questions about the example essay. And of course, I want you to post your answers. Hopefully you already have done that and you're not cheating and taking my answers and just posting them. But there's a few other videos for you to watch, so please do that. And thank you very much. In order to verify your attendance so that I know that you are watching these videos and participating in class, I want you to do a really short writing assignment. Now, obviously only 1,500 people were invited to see Obama speak today, which is a shame that most of us couldn't go. But if you could ask President Obama a question about the Gulf Coast recovery from Hurricane Katrina, what would you ask him? Like, what question specifically do you have for him about our recovery down here? And then tell me why, in a paragraph or more, tell me why you would ask him that question. Like, why is that question on your mind, and why do you need an answer for it? So it's just a really short assignment, and just give me the question that you would ask our president, and then give me the reasons behind why you would ask that question. And please email it to me to my UNO email address. That's edbuffor@uno.edu, and that will verify your attendance for Thursday. Thank you.